muscles by losing weight. Preserving lean muscle mass while losing weight isn't always easy, but it's important to overall health and wellness. Maintaining muscle can also help with weight loss efforts. Lean muscle is more metabolically active than fat, which means that it burns more calories. In turn, the more muscle you have, the higher your resting metabolic rate, or the number of calories your body burns while at rest, will be. Muscle also provides better mobility, heart and metabolic health. But it can be challenging to maintain. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, which can lead to decreased strength and function, explains Dr. Todd Sontag, a family medicine specialist with Orlando Health Physician Associates in Florida. That challenge can be made more difficult when shedding excess weight and reducing body fat levels because cutting calories can claim some of your lean muscle mass, too. When we lose weight, we tend to lose muscle tissues, which means we, unfortunately, burn fewer calories, says Michal Moore, co-founder, head of science and chief of product at Lumen, a Tel Aviv-based company aiming to bring metabolic health products to the general public. This effect can slow your basal metabolic rate, the number of calories your body needs to power its basic functions while at rest, and make it more difficult to lose weight. Weight loss basics. Generally speaking, to lose weight, you have to burn more calories than you're taking in. For most people, that means cutting your overall intake of calories and boosting how much you move to create a caloric deficit that can lead to weight loss. When you create a caloric deficit, you tell your body to break down fat, rather than build it, explains Marie Espano, an Atlanta-based board-certified sports dietitian and certified strength and conditioning specialist. This caloric deficit is mandatory for losing fat. But a caloric surplus, consuming more calories than you burn every day, is what tells your body to build more lean muscle. And therein lies the challenge of building muscle while losing fat. Chris Travis, a personal trainer and owner of Seattle Strength and Performance in Washington State, says knowledge is power when searching for the best way to lose fat and gain muscle. He recommends undergoing body composition testing using InBody or DEXA scan to determine how much of your current body mass is fat versus lean muscle and bone. These diagnostic tests can also provide information about your basal metabolic rate. All of this data will be important pieces to track as you move forward. Keep your caloric deficit small. Travis says that gaining muscle while losing fat simultaneously is definitely possible, thanks to a process called body recomposition. But this process needs to be managed carefully. Cut too many calories and you'll stifle your muscle gaining efforts. Oftentimes, aggressive diet plans will put you in a big caloric deficit to lose weight, he explains. And if you're not strength training and consuming enough protein at the same time, you'll most certainly lose weight, but it will be a combination of fat and muscle. However, keeping your caloric deficit smaller means you'll break down less muscle as you lose weight. A smaller deficit, just enough to lead to about a half a kilogram or 1.1 pound per week, also increases your likelihood of being able to actively build muscle, explains Jim White, registered dietitian, exercise physiologist and owner of Jim White Fitness and Nutrition Studios in Virginia. White says your goal should be to lose no more than 1 to 2 pounds per week. While every person will need to cut calories and increase activity levels slightly differently to lose weight at this rate, reducing caloric intake by 500 calories per day is a good place to start. Over the course of 7 days, those 500 calories add up to 3,500 calories, or 1 pound of body weight. Be patient. Being patient might be the hardest tip of all because you may notice yourself making great gains to start with, but they naturally slow over time. It becomes progressively more difficult to increase muscle while losing fat as you become more trained and get leaner, says Brad Schoenfeld, a certified strength and conditioning specialist and professor. Exercise science at Lehman College in the Bronx, New York. It's just how the human body works. The more fat you have to lose, the easier it is to do. Likewise, the more muscle you have to gain, the easier it is to accomplish. For some people, noticing these changes as a number on the scale might be slow initially, too. As you change your body and gain muscle mass and lose body fat, your weight may not actually fluctuate that much, Travis says. That's normal because muscle is denser than fat. This is why I encourage regular body composition scanning to ensure you understand what's happening in your body, how much fat you're losing and how much muscle you're gaining. But the shift should show up in a change in appearance, how your clothes fit and how strong you feel. As you get closer to your goal, expect to see more subtle changes in your fat and muscle levels. Remember not to get discouraged. Eat protein 4 times per day. We've all heard the cliché, abs are made in the kitchen. It's so true, says Thomas Rowe, a personal trainer, endurance athlete, founder of Tro Fitness and owner of local Moves Studio in San Antonio, Texas. Following a strict nutrition plan that's high in lean protein while doing the right kind of exercise can help maintain muscle. That's because your muscles use the protein you eat to grow bigger or stronger. When cutting calories, your body's muscles may be less sensitive to the protein you eat. In addition, this protein intake should be spaced out evenly throughout the day, Spano says. This approach keeps your muscles fed with a steady stream of building blocks. In fact, a 2018 review in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition concluded that for optimal muscle growth, people should consume between about 0.2 and 0.25 grams of protein per pound of body weight 4 times per day. For a 180-pound adult, that equals 4 meals of 36 to 45 grams of protein each. But, as Travis notes, everyone is different, particularly as it relates to nutrition. For this reason, he says, you'll probably need to do some experimentation to find what works best for you. He recommends talking with a registered dietitian for personalized advice tailored to your goals and your current body composition situation. Consider trying intermittent fasting. Moore recommends intermittent fasting as a strategy that has been shown to help people preserve and gain muscle mass while losing weight. Intermittent fasting can help support metabolic rate and metabolic flexibility, she says. Metabolic flexibility means your body is able to switch between burning both carbs and fat as fuel efficiently. This relates to muscle building and weight loss because if you're able to burn through carbs efficiently during a workout, you can lose weight more efficiently since you'll then be burning through fat stores, she says. Pairing weight training with intermittent fasting can help activate that process, Moore adds. Combining strength training with intermittent fasting is a great way to burn through leftover carb stores overnight and increase your chances of waking up burning fat in the morning. Strength train frequently. Sontag says that strength training is imperative to keeping muscle if you're trying to lose weight. When you put yourself in a calorie deficit to lose weight, oftentimes you will lose muscle as you lose body fat. This results in a diminished metabolic rate. A slowed rate means that even though you continue to put yourself into a calorie deficit, your weight loss will also plateau. Muscle tone is the only thing you can control that can increase metabolism, he explains, adding that this happens because muscle is more metabolically active than fat. Without doing any strength training, it is almost impossible to get to your ideal body weight. White agrees that strength training is key. You need to include at least 2 days of weight training a week to maintain existing muscle mass and 3 or more times a week to build muscle, White says. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channels.